All right, let's do this. So I saw a movie called Glass.
What do?
I'm in security.
You think you have superpowers?
It's a feeling. My name is Patricia.
I have no question. There are 24 identities. You have an extraordinary IQ.
First name, Mr. Last name, Glass.
Okay, I'm gonna work on an introduction. This is like a placeholder for now. Oh, first of all, welcome to my closet. And this let me start all over again. Welcome to my closet, where we do reviews for everything. This is the first in my series. I'm making a new series where I review everything, or all the movies that I've ever seen, because I love movies. I love reviewing stuff. So there we go. It was great. I went to see it with a bunch of people, and it was the first movie of the year for me. I wanted to see something in January. First month of the year, first movie of the year. Start the year off right. Right off the bat, I'm just gonna say I loved it. It was so good. I'm gonna go through the whole thing, tell everything that happened in the movie. And then I'm going to talk about what I liked and what I didn't like and whatnot, and tell you if you guys want to see it or not. Try to paint a picture of the movie to see if you want to go and see it. But I want to stay off right off the bat here. Obviously, spoilers everywhere. I'm going to put it right across the screen, I think. Just, okay, I'm going to take a pause here for a second. You know, you don't want to see any spoilers and leave. I'll wait for you to leave. Don't be here if you don't want to know everything. I'm gonna say everything about the movie. I don't know if maybe this is too early. I don't know, but I'm gonna do that right now. And so it's spoilers. Okay, now I'm gonna start talking about the movie. It's a sequel to Unbreakable. It's also a sequel to Split, a movie more recently made. And I think he did Signs after this movie. I think he did after. He did this one first, then he did that. I think it was Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and then he did Signs, because I remember that he had worked with Bruce Willis in Sixth Sense, which I had no idea, by the way, how he got him in there, but he got him in that movie. And then I was thinking, oh wow, he's gonna be working with Bruce Willis a lot, because the next movie he did was Unbreakable. Anyway, I remember Unbreakable. I watched that movie. That was my generation. I watched Unbreakable, and it was good. It was okay. It was about a man who survived a horrible train accident.
Why are you looking at me like that?
One, because it seems you aren't the only survivor of this train wreck. And two, you don't have a scratch on you.
Right? I remember he was on the train, and he took off his ring, right? Because the lady was sitting down next to him, and he was so I started flirting with her. I remember there was a kid on that bus too. So you said, this is showing all the people who got killed on that thing. You know, he knew he wasn't doing too well with his wife and whatnot. Train crashes. He ends up as the only survivor, and I remember that scene very, very vividly. There's this scene where they're sitting like after the accident, right? And you don't see the guy talking to him, I think, but you just see him, and they pan backwards, or maybe it was just a still shot. I don't know, but I remember that there was a body in the foreground, and then they're in the background, and he's talking to Bruce Willis. And as it's happening, this guy's body starts getting wet, like it has like a hospital garment on, and the body starts getting wet, and it's like soaking through, and the belly is like leaking blood. You will be the only survivor, and you don't have a scratch on you or something like that. He meets Elijah something, forgot his name, Samuel L. Jackson. We all know who that is, who has the opposite kind of a situation where he's broken every bone in his body 94 times or something. Bruce Willis got his powers. He's like super strong, but he also has it's kind of like a mixture of several different characters in one. But he's got the super strength, but he also can touch people, and he can like see into who they are. And his strength is kind of like a Hercules in the TV show with Kevin Sorbo. And he discovers his true calling of helping people. Oh, his weakness is water. I forgot to mention that. Then he finds at the end of the movie that Elijah is actually the enemy. He's the one who set this whole thing up and caused the train wreck that got in. They discovered him. And he walks away, and he calls the police, I guess, and Elijah has this line of like,
I'm not a mistake. They called me Mr. Glass.
I also remember the weightlifting scene. That was the other scene I remember. So then recently, there was a movie called Split, which was like 2016 or something, just a few years ago. And it featured James McAvoy, who, by the way, is amazing in this movie. I never watched Split. When I went to the film with a bunch of people, I was part of the group. I was one who never saw Split. but I saw Unbreakable, and then they saw Split. Never watched Unbreakable, so it was kind of interesting to see. We had to kind of piece together parts of the movie that we didn't understand. I did watch the ending, and it reveals that Bruce Willis is in there, and you discover, what? Holy shit! It's part of the same universe. It's like a crazy Marvel extended universe, super universe thing where everything is connected, right? And oh my gosh! So anyway, it's revealed that Bruce Willis is after the Horde, trying to, right wrongs, and you see his raincoat in the corner on the bar and all that. So cool. We get to the film now. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Glass. I missed like the first minute or so. We got there a little bit late. I could have made it, but I was like in the line with snacks and stuff, so I missed just a little bit. But okay, I got in, all right, and I'm seeing him as like Patricia. He's like got these cheerleaders in a warehouse or something doing his thing. Kevin, forgot his name. Shit, Dunn, right? I just know what Dunn. I forgot what his first name was. But Bruce Willis is back, and when I mean back, I mean he actually did a decent job in this film. I thought he did pretty good. I was worried because he hasn't done a good film in like 10 years. He just a bunch of bit parts and a bunch of shitty things, and it just looks like he's phoning it in. He's so bad. It looks like his phoning in is phoning it in. You know what I mean? I'd say this is a step up for him. He's coming back, maybe. He had that movie Death Wish like last year, and I heard that was good. I didn't see it, but I heard it was that good. I heard it was pretty good. And then he's got this coming up. Maybe he can come back. He seems to like M. Night. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know how he got him in Sixth Sense, but here he is again, and M. Night seems to be able to handle him pretty well. Bruce Willis seems to, when he wants to do something, I think he can still do it. And I thought, while not the super highlight of the film, I thought his presence was felt throughout. He doesn't really have any moment that shines specifically. He kind of walks through the film, kind of like he doesn't really care. No, in a good way. Not that he doesn't care, but it's like, I have better things to do than be locked in a mental institution. That's what he looks like the whole movie. Just, let me get to the bad guys so I can punch them out. That seems to be all he wants to do in the film, is take down the Beast. So we begin the film with him. Apparently, he's still searching for the Beast. And to be honest, I thought the beginning of the movie was a flashback, because in the trailer, they make you believe that that he's already trapped inside the insane asylum. So that's why I thought he was gonna be for the whole movie. But actually, it begins, I guess, shortly after whatever the last one took off, right? So he is currently chasing after the Beast, the Horde, as they call him, the Horde. And then you find out, guess what? He's working with his son. And it's the same kid from the first movie. It's gotta be. I know it is. It just makes it feel all the more credible as a sequel to Unbreakable, because you actually had the son from the first movie. And the son kind of has the Chloe role from 24. They're working together, trying to solve all this, trying to find the Horde, and he's kind of behind the computer while his father goes out. So he narrows down the area where the Horde can be with all this, I don't know, he says something, technical jargon, and he goes out to investigate. He bumps into the Beast, and he sees a vision of the cheerleaders inside that warehouse, and he knows this is the man, this is the guy, and he gotta decide what to do, and he goes to find the warehouse, right? James McAvoy as the Beast. What a hell of a performance! God damn! Every time he's on screen, it just lights it on fire, in a good way. I couldn't stop watching him. He would change character instantly. He would, he's coming. Oh yeah, I'm someone else. Holy shit! And it happens in front of the camera. This feels like it's a special effect, but it's not. So Bruce Willis finds the girls, gets them out of there, but not before the Beast shows up, and they have a fight. And I'm like, whoa, I thought we were going to save this for the end. Isn't that where you usually have the fight? But no, we're going to fight now. This is the first time, I think, I don't know, after all these years, has Bruce Willis's character ever found a real villain to fight? I don't know. And the guy throws a table at him. He just grabs the table, it's like boom, and then throws it back at him, and then she throws it at one of the cheerleaders, and it's from, but they're okay, they survive, but they fight, and then the Beast, like he does like this grab, right? He grabs him around his back, like that, from the back to the chest, and I don't know how that's helpful, but he starts like twisting the guy, and it looks like the Beast had never met somebody he couldn't just twist his spine in half. And he's so surprised to see the David Dunn. That was his name. David Dunn. I think that was his name. Double D, alliteration. David Dunn. He's indestructible. He can actually take it. So much so, he just gets up and starts walking with the guy clinging to his back like this. And the Beast has never seen anything like it. And then they throws him out a window. They just go out the window, 2 stories high or whatever. And because he's not gonna get hurt, the two of them end up in like this big clearing on the side of the building. Sarah Paulson shows up. I forgot her name in the movie, but Sarah Paulson plays the psychologist, who is another character I was looking forward to because from American Horror Story. She's great. I love her in American Horror Story. And here she is playing this psychologist character, and I thought, this is going to be perfect. She looks like a weirdo, and I love weird characters. Her character looks like she's obsessed with these psychological people. Like, she doesn't have a family life. Her life is about dealing with these characters, and that's what I thought she was going to give us. And it kind of did, but then it went in a different direction. But I loved it. I thought she was so good. She was another part of the movie I really like. We needed a girl. We needed a girl to give it some color, man. Because we had all these guys and it was a big sausage fest. James McAvoy and her were the highlights of the movie for me. She captures them. Apparently she's got these, what do you call them? Like hypnotizing lights that can flash the Beast, and it forces him to change personality. And I was like, whoa. I've never seen that before in a movie. That sounds cool. And to control Dunn, she had all these cops come around, right? And she knew that he would never hurt anybody. And he does. He does surrender. But for him, nothing ever makes him. I know what it is. I think because he's so unbreakable, nothing ever phases him. he can't get hurt. So what does he give a shit? So he's like, all right, fine, take me in. I'll just get out later, and I'll get out and I'll do this thing later on. But he's not gonna go. I think he's fine as long as he's with the Beast, because he wants to take that Beast out. And the Beast is now interested in him, because he never encountered anybody who could do the things that Mr. Dunn can. They end up at the same insane asylum. What do you know? And now the main part of the movie begins, and most of the movie takes place in that insane asylum, or whatever this location is. And the lady says she got 3 days to assess their situation and try to convince them that they're delusional. I don't know why 3 days comes in. I don't know how you're supposed to do that in 3 days. I figure psychological issues like this could, sometimes, take lifetimes to try and even get close to figuring out. She puts them into a cell. Each cell is unique to their character. David Dunn is unbreakable, but his weakness is water. So she put him into a cell made of really thick metal so that he cannot break out, and then surrounded him with water tanks. I didn't quite understand that part, but somehow if he tries to break out, he's going to drown or something. And so it keeps him from leaving. And for the Beast, she created the light system. She put it in front of the door. So like on either side of the door's like a square, and in one corner is a door. And so on the walls on either side of the door is the lights. And you saw it in the trailer, I think. If he tries to run at it, it flashes him, he turns back into the Beast.
Step away from the controls now.
Can't beat the Beast!
And then you find Mr. Elijah, who apparently has been here, I think, all this time. Now, he's not a physical threat, so he doesn't have a cell that has any physical features in it, really, that are affecting him. But he does have his mind. So how do you keep someone like that under control? You just drug him. So they have him heavily sedated to the point where for the first half of the movie, he's just a flopping around dummy. Like that. Just like Stephen Hawking, and doesn't do anything for a part of the movie. He just kind of twitches like that, and you're just wondering what's he up to? What's he gonna do? As soon as he gets back control of his body, he's gonna do something. Meanwhile, you got his son. He can talk to the Sarah Paulson lady, but he can't get in to see his dad. But he's trying to figure something out. Meanwhile, you also have that lady. What's her name? Whoever that lady was, I'm guessing she was a survivor of Split. She comes to see them as well because she finds out Dunn is here, and she comes to talk to him.
No way.
She's able to talk to Kevin. Like, she just touches him. He was someone else. He was turning into the Beast. She touches him, and he changes. She kind of has like a Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow was doing for the Hulk.
Hey, big guy. Sun's getting real low.
So she's able to do that. And when Sarah Paulson sees that, I don't know what else to call her, she is interested in her. She tells her that I need your help. You're the only one you can get to him in ways that I can't, and the lights only do certain things, but you can reach the real him and he'll talk to you. Please help me. But she refuses to as well. And then there's one more person involved, is Elijah's mom, I think. I guess the mom is alive. I don't remember there being a mom thing. I don't think there was, but apparently the mom is still alive. This guy's old. How do I know the mom's still alive? I think it was the mom. And she's also been around for a long time, watching out for her son or something like that. Eventually, there is a big meeting in the middle of she eventually brings all three to meet in the center of this. You see it in the trailer.
Good for you.
It's a gigantic pink ass room. Don't know why they chose that. Is that supposed to be a neutral color, or is that like when you mix all three colors of the characters put together, you get this? Because I noticed Dunn has a lot of green attached to him, and I think the Beast is yellow, and of course, Elijah is purple. And I wonder, did you create pink or something like that? Because pink is red mixed with a little bit of white. But she has a meeting with all three of them, and she's got the lights all set to go in case the Beast goes out and goes crazy. And she tells to talk to them about their delusions and whatnot. But right after that scene is when the movie really starts taking off. Elijah, turns out he's not really drugged. He apparently managed to switch the drugs that they've been giving him for quite some time now. And then we get to see how smart he really is, right? He wants to meet the Beast.
What do you want? I am here to see if tales of the extraordinary being are true.
And convinces him to bring the Beast out tomorrow, right? Meanwhile, Dunn, by the way, has no part in the movie for a long period. After that pink room scene, he's gone from the movie for quite a bit of time. Goes to see the Beast. And this is awesome scene where he comes into the room and the camera just rotates around him. M. Night Shyamalan got this, or whatever his name is. M. Night's got this really cool way of, he loves long shots, but he's got a unique style, okay? And I love it just for that alone.
I'm Mary Reynolds.
It triggers his personalities, and he keeps flipping it until he gets to the Beast, trying to get to the Beast. He gets to Kevin or some 9-year-old kid, I'm not sure. But he gets to this 9-year-old kid who I guess is going to bring the Beast or something, introduce him. And from there, they go into another room where the 9-year-old or teenager or somebody proceeds to dance on top of the table. And that was really cool. I feel like dancing. He goes, then do it. And Elisha was like encouraging him, and he starts dancing on the table. That's an interesting scene. It's kind of cute. The way he does it is so. What makes it amazing to me is if somebody else had played Kevin, it could have been so stupid. It could have been so hilarious. But the way he does it, you laugh. But you also are always aware of the other parts of him, and you actually feel bad for this guy when things happen to him. Anyway, the Beast comes out, and we have that line from Elijah. We have that line from Samuel L. Jackson that's in the trailer. Then we reveal what the motive is for all this. He wants to reveal to the world that superheroes exist. And how is he going to do that? Well, he says that the comic books, there's going to you often have a big fight at a tower or something, some place where everyone can see, all of the public. He wants the Beast to fight David Dunn at this giant tower in the middle of the city. So his goal is not greed, it's not power or money. It's for recognition, so everybody will know who they are. And so they even go to David Dunn. They tell him, because they want him to fight. They tell him, we're escaping.
It has begun. David, I found someone who will require your full potential. You might want to try and stop us.
I turned off the water tanks. And for you to stop us, you're going to have to break down that metal door. Everybody meets in the front lawn of the insane asylum place. The son and that lady, the girl, and then the old lady, the mama. And then we got Sarah Paulson, And then you got the Beast and David Dunn all meeting up in this one location. Yeah, this is when I get to a big... There's a couple... This is where the movie gets crazy twisted, M. Night style. A lot of twists come up. And I can understand why people will be polarized by this decision that they made. Some of the decisions they made, okay? I don't know. But you either like it or you hate that ending. I loved it. But they said throughout the movie, this wasn't going to be a superhero film. This is about superheroes existing in the real world. So here it is. They never make it past that lawn. We thought they were going to get there to the tower to have a big fight, but we never do. Because this is the real world, and it's not a comic book, and things always stop you from reaching those kind of goals. How do I put this? You know what? I'm gonna wait. Okay, so they have this amazing fight on the lawn of this place, all this grass and everything. The parking area in the middle, in the front of the psychological building, right? Awesome fight between the two of them. The Beast and David Dunn finally going after each other. And he kidnapped a bunch of hostages. Glass is just watching from the sidelines. At one point, you got Bruce Willis, he's like bending bars back. You know, you'd see that super strength that he does. But even then, his super strength is very... It took a long time for him to bend those bars. Long enough for him that the Beast was able to eat somebody while he was doing it. I thought he was going to save that person, but he didn't. But then, a big twist is revealed. Kind of. Not really a big twist. I'd say it was kind of cheesy, but it works. Turns out Kevin's father, who he thought disappeared, actually went on a train the day he disappeared. It was the exact same train that David Dunn was on. Elijah is responsible for both of them. That he actually creates superheroes and supervillains. But that's when the Beast realizes, you are the one who hurts Kevin. You created, you killed his father. There's a couple of moments in that film where you get to see Glass break bones, and it's just nasty and it's disgusting. The girl saying, "No, someone I was with was sitting next to me, and she just, like this. She couldn't. The bone breaking thing was just a lot to take in, and he just like puts his thumb into the guy's clavicle, to Elijah's clavicle, like bam, and you just hear this crashing glass sound. And he just like breaks his shoulder or something, and then punches him in the gut so hard you just see his insides just shattering. Oh, that was it. No one's ever punched him that hard before. Then David Dunn and him go back at it. Glass is just laying on the ground, like a broken vase, just shattered to pieces. David Dunn drops him into a water tower and tries to drown him. Get out of the tower, and then shit, man, the girl comes into it, tries to stop the Beast, and manages to bring back Kevin just in time for him to get shot. Apparently they were waiting for her to do a thing, and then the police shoot him in the friggin' chest. Now he's on the ground, he's bleeding out, and then those same cops start drowning David Dunn. Okay, I'm just gonna say they all die, guys. They died. Sarah Paulson's character comes over and says, "Damn, David, touch my hand." And he sees this restaurant kind of thing. I don't know. I didn't know what the heck that was at first. But it's revealed she works for an organization that her job is to make you believe that you are delusional so that you'll suppress your own powers. And apparently it didn't work. If I understand it correctly, it didn't work, and then she had to kill them instead. So all along she knew it was real, and her whole entire role changes. She reminded me of characters from the 12 Monkeys. Bruce Willis playing, once again, somebody who's crazy but not really crazy, and a psychiatrist. She was someone who believed he was delusional and was trying to help him out when he actually wasn't. In this film, her motive is the opposite of that. She knows he's not insane and is trying to make him believe he is. So, where am I now? Oh, they all die, dudes. They all die. And she erases all the video footage of everything they've done. And I like how she just says, "It was all drugs, guys. It was all drugs." Remember that they took a lot of amphetamines and all this other stuff. Like they can blame it all on drugs. Apparently, she goes to a comic book store or several, and I gotta tell you, she looks so out of place in a comic book store. She don't look like she belongs there. She's wearing a suit. She's got high heels on, glasses, and red hair. No, she don't have glasses. You don't belong. What are you doing here? You feel like you're spying on us or something. But she overhears some comic book people in the back, like me. I love comic books. I'm a comic book collector myself. And they're talking about how the mastermind always has a real plan behind the plan. And she goes back and realizes that he actually, they showed us in the movie, he hacked into their computer system and he took everything they had. Apparently he sent it to the 3 kids, the son, the lady, and the mom, his own mom. And the 3 of them together, they release it to the rest of the world. And then they go to the airport or something like that to watch it all happen. And you start panning around the room as you see everybody's screen start lighting up with something on it that reveals, oh shit, the superheroes exist. Although, if I was to be cynical about it, I don't know if that would actually be enough. Anybody could have doctored that stuff, and probably, most likely, most people would just think it's fake. But I think that M. Night works on a very optimistic level. So, in his more naive heart, I kind of like his thinking in that people would just believe it. And it shows up on TV screens, and they just keep pulling back, and you see everybody in that airport, just everyone's seeing it. And Elijah has the last laugh, and that's how the movie ends. And it leaves it up to you to decide whether are we gonna see more or not, because they just revealed this organization who apparently their sole purpose is to stop more superheroes from being created. There's a moment where she talks about, I want to go to another city. So they trying to go all around the world to do this. Every city has their own superhero, and he stops them, and then you move on to another city. That's the film. How did I feel? I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It was fantastic. It was everything that I don't know what to expect going in, and I thought it was great. It's a kind of a slow build, but this is the kind of slow I love because everything about it was fascinating. The place they were in and the people who we interacted with were just great. And we got to really know this location that we were in. We had so much in that place. I thought he did it really well with a very small area for most of the film and whatnot. Things I liked, things I didn't like. I love most things about the film. And M. Night Shyamalan is he's got a really fascinating cinematic style, and I recommend checking it out just for that alone. He's really into symbology, so I bet you go back and watch the film, there's a lot of symbols in the film, colors and whatnot, I bet you, that are very important to the product, because I know Sixth Sense had colors like the red balloon and all that stuff that meant something, so I bet you that this film also has that. There's also a use of architecture in the film. The environments are well designed, and we spend a lot of time in them, that we get to know these places. The whole entire facility kind of becomes a character of its own. Things I didn't like, I don't know. I loved it. I'm gonna watch it again. I don't really have much complaints. As the Beast, he takes off his shirt a lot. Every time he takes off his shirt, that's when he reveals the Beast form. He's definitely you gotta show off those muscles, man. You gotta show off that workout. And then you actually can see him visibly change back into his other selves, and how his muscles will stop, like they'll just stop rippling. I mean, he kind of go somewhat back into a skinnier body. It feels like he drops 30 pounds within a second. It's nuts. It's just nuts. I can't say enough about watching him just do things. Every now and then a character comes along, like Jack Sparrow or Rust from True Detective, where the character is just so good at everything they do. Columbo even, where you can't wait to see what they're going to do when they enter a building. This is that kind of character where, oh my gosh, they just made this amazing character. Just sit back and enjoy it. Bruce Willis did a really good job, and I liked him as the character. He doesn't have to do much, but whenever he's on screen, I thought it worked, and he was kept in the film. Although he disappears for quite a bit of time, he's definitely still an important part of the film. Bruce Willis, the Beast, Samuel L. Jackson, all playing their parts correctly. Amazingly. Samuel Jackson doesn't get that moment to really scream one of his big monologues and stuff like that he's so famous for. But I'm glad he doesn't, because it makes him he's a different character here. Although I don't remember him being this smart in the original film. He didn't have that kind of thing going for him. But he doesn't like talking. When he first meets the Beast, he has this whole scene about math and all these things that he knows. It's like he knows every single math problem and all that. He solved the universal equation. But his character was never like that in the first film. I don't think so, unless maybe 19 years have given him that change. I don't know. Don't remember him being like that. But whatever, it works. I can take it. I can see that maybe he developed his powers as he went along. There's an unintentional humoristic moment where Sarah Paulson's character is talking to the Beast character, and she says, she's preparing herself to say something in the corner, but the lights at the door, and she goes, "Listen, young man," and she says like, "Listen, young man." She said that. She actually said that, and she doesn't look that old herself. She looks very young, you know. I mean, she's probably not that young, but she looks really young. And for her to say that is, even old people don't say that anymore. That threw me off, and I wanted to laugh because she said it so seriously. "Listen, young man." It changed my view of what kind of character she was. It was very interesting choice of words. It made her feel like she's very old-fashioned. I guess a lot of the characters feel a little old-fashioned. You know what? I don't got much bad to say about the film. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Everything about it was good. There's also a lot of close-ups in the film. A lot of just like here, you know what I mean? Just the head and walls behind you. You get to know those walls quite a bit, and there's so much of just crazy close-ups like that you see nothing but the head fit in the screen, or even closer up sometimes. Everybody gets one of those in this film when they're talking and stuff, just to really accentuate each of those emotions. So I guess this is where I would probably give it some kind of a rating or something. I could go with like the typical, how many, like 10 stars kind of thing. I don't know. I'm still working on that. She also talked about how this is the real world and all that, and she made it very clear. And it was kind of ironic. In fact, it is ironic that the place she put him into looked like a supervillain location, despite what she said about it being realistic and this is the real world. The more she talked about things, the more you realize that, no, this doesn't really feel like the real world, lady. I would give it, oh boy, the unique feel that he puts into this film. Every part of this has got a crafted M. Night Shyamalan signature right on top of it. It just has that feel to it. If you like M. Night, go watch it. Or if anything, just go watch for James McAvoy. He rocks the damn film. But Bruce Willis wasn't so bad either, so go watch it. If you like Split, if you like Unbreakable, either one, and you like M. Night, go watch it. Best thing that Bruce has done in years. I'll just say it right now. That's it. What was I saying? Okay, this is closet review number 1 for Glass part 1. That's confusing. Closet review for Glass part 1. Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh shit.